The judge is taking a break, and we are going to bring in our trial attorneys who are standing by. National Trial Attorney Michael Jafer and Criminal Defense Attorney Sam Bassett with us as well. We're in an unusual world. We are hearing about the entire phone of these officers being wanted and desired by the defense team. Sam, we understand the defendant's cell phone, even the victim's cell phone being scoured through, but the officers, it seems like it's open season based on what happened in the Karen Reed trial.
It certainly raises the notion that an officer could have some sort of inherent bias in how he conducts the investigation because of how he views the world. And the Karen Reed trial is an example of extreme comments by an officer that should have never been made. There's that internal dialogue versus external dialogue rule. And I think this defense attorney is just grinding away, trying to find that needle in the haystack that might affect his case. It might impact his case positively. And believe me, cell phone data and information on devices is literally not just a haystack, it's a mountain of hay. And sometimes you're just looking for one little kernel that will help your case.
Yeah, something that will show bias. That's their goal. Sam and Michael, stand by. We are going to get in for more of that hearing and see what the judge has to say about these requests and what happens next in the case against Brian Walsh. All right, let's break this down with our criminal defense attorneys and trial attorneys who are standing by. Michael Jafer and Sam Bassett with us. Sam, we've got 2022 when John O'Keefe died. We've got the beginning of 2023 when Anna Walsh vanished, and a federal investigation in the middle raised by the allegations in the Karen Reed case. Of course, she's the one who's accused of John O'Keefe's death. Why isn't it that the defense can easily get these records from the federal government in this state prosecution?
The federal government is restricted in releasing information regarding law enforcement investigations. You can't just subpoena an FBI agent or an FBI file. You have to go through a separate process. That's why they're talking about TUI requests. You have to make a TUI request that has to be approved by or denied by a U.S. attorney. Then you may have remedies in federal or state court to pursue a subpoena for documents or pursue a subpoena for law enforcement governed by federal law. This is getting really complicated because the defense is trying to shoehorn the possible federal investigation of Detective Proctor into getting more information about what they're looking into with regard to his possible misconduct or bias in his law enforcement investigations.
Very complicated. But Sam, though, do you see differences in the way Karen Reed's case played out, where you had officers that they were pointing the finger at, trying to shield themselves, Brian Albert's home being where the body was found, and this case where Brian Walsh doesn't seem to have any connection as to why there would be a reason to try and frame him?
It is a bit of a reach in this case, I think, but that's what defense attorneys have to do. You have to dig and hope you find something that is directly connected to your defense or creates a defensive theory that you may be developing. This is the nuts and bolts of discovery, litigation, and defense work. And although it's not an obvious connection yet, as it was in the Karen Reed case, the defense lawyers are just hoping to develop one.
Many connections between these cases, especially there in Massachusetts. Sam Bassett and Michael Jafer, thank you so much for your analysis. I know we have to say goodbye to you, Sam. Michael Jafer is sticking around. Coming up next, we have more from this discovery hearing. When will the trial date be for Brian Walsh? They're going to talk about it after this.